Matt Paul, right, from Save Byron Court campaign group, right? It's in relation to the objection to the academisation of Byron Court Primary School. Okay. Matt, you have 5 minutes, just like all the other speakers. Right. So, and I will ask the cabinet member to respond to the to your petition as well. So, when you're ready, please take your time.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you. Good morning. Sorry I couldn't be there in person. I'm Matt Paul, parent and one of the coordinators from Save Byron Court, a joint campaign group of parents and staff from Byron Court Primary School. The group formed in response to our school being inspected by Ofsted in November 2023 and judged by them to be inadequate. The report published in February was extremely damning, yet didn't ring true with the experiences of many parents nor the majority of staff. Concerns exist around Ofsted's approach to the inspection, including significant pressure put on staff severely impacting their mental well-being and a minimal chance for parents to give feedback to the process. There are also key mitigating circumstances that do not appear to have been given any consideration, namely major changes in school leadership, both of the governing body and crucially the head teacher, with 4 people in that role on a permanent or acting basis in less than 5 years, added to the huge disruption and lingering impacts caused by COVID and forthcoming changes to the Ofsted inspection process itself. That said, what has followed is of even greater concern. Under legislation brought in by the Conservative government in 2010, any local authority school receiving an inadequate rating must automatically be turned into an academy and be taken over by a multi-academy trust. Our survey has shown almost 2/3 of parents, alongside the clear majority of staff, want Byron to remain a community school. Yet we are being ignored and seemingly have no formal say in the future of our school. The DfE have chosen Harris Federation to take over, founded and still run by a Tory party donor, a mega mat with over 50 schools in South London, but very little presence or local connection to Brent. Harris has a worrying approach to behaviour management with high exclusion levels of children and poor industrial relations. Whilst the CEO earns £500,000, they don't pay support staff the inner London living wage, whilst over 1,000 of their employees are currently in dispute with them over terms and conditions. We believe what is coming will be disastrous. The loss of what was an inclusive and happy learning environment at school community, the departure of many much loved and dedicated staff who will leave or be forced out as a result, and the loss of Byron's identity and another of Brent's community schools forever. As part of their big listen public consultation, Ofsted are reaffirming their commitment to, quote, always put the interests of children and learners first. They are ready to hear feedback, accept criticism and reform, and in particular, will be considering the long-term impact that their inspections have on schools' futures. We are calling on them and the DfE to re-inspect Byron Court under any new inspection framework. Current school leadership have been implementing changes and improvements and deserve to have that recognised. New Ofsted guidance, since published, details how inspections can be paused if staff show signs of distress. How can this apply from January onwards, but not a month before the inspections were paused? Our campaign has already held a vibrant demo displaying our strong desire to remain a community school. We've encouraged dozens of submissions to the DfE opposing Harris Federation, and we're thankful to Councillor Grahl for her own letter backing us. And we've made freedom of information requests to the DFC and Ofsted respectively. The public petition, signed by over 1,300 members of the community in just 3 weeks alone, calls on the Education Secretary to give the school time to make any necessary improvements. It also asks Brent Council to intervene, given your key role and manifesto commitment in promoting and protecting community schools. Whilst being mindful of your legal obligations, we specifically ask that the Council does the following. 1, provide or support recruitment of additional members of school leadership team, recognising the immediate lack of capacity and significant pressures faced by existing staff. 2, ensure intensive joint work via the Rapid Improvement Group is both succeeding and being monitored, something that does not appear to have been happening for some time. And 3, push the DfE and Ofsted to re-inspect the school to reflect improvement and an upward trajectory, and thus delay the academy order being implemented. Both Barry Gardiner MP and the NEU General Secretary have both already separately written to the Education Secretary on this. There are precedents. At least 33 schools have had their orders withdrawn on this basis, a recent example being King Edward VII School in Sheffield just last year. Our campaign is being backed by our local MP, several councillors, the NEU, residents groups, and many more. Now we need you all to also step up, back our school community, and help us save Byron Court. Thank you.
Matt, thank you very much for that. I can hear the passion and the concern from yourself and from the 1,300 people that have actually sort of signed the petition as well. So thank you for standing up. Okay, Councillor Grohl, hand over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much to Matt for speaking today, and also to Tanya, Jaydeep and all the other parents who have contributed to the petition. We all recognise that events at Byron Court Primary School following the Ofsted inspection have naturally caused parents a lot of distress, a lot of concern about their children, and I will respond to all of the points that you've raised in turn. As a local authority, we do want to see all of our Brent schools excelling and providing a really outstanding education for every pupil. And it's really regrettable that Ofsted rated the school inadequate. And I want to give my assurances to parents here that while the school remains a community school, and indeed beyond this, we are doing and will do everything we can to make significant improvements to support the school staff and to get the school back into a better place whilst providing clarity to parents. The local authority has been aware of inadequacies in some areas of the school for several months, and indeed established a rapid improvement group back in September 2022, which is chaired by my colleague Shirley Parks. And the group has provided detailed and structured support across many areas, and that includes early years, safeguarding, SEND, leadership and pupil progress. In addition, we've helped to recruit 3 really experienced school governors following the resignation of the chair and the vice chair. And on your first request, I can confirm that we will be building additional leadership capacity at the school, and I can assure you that will be in place following the Easter holidays. We have been providing substantial support through advice, through monitoring and challenge, and we've been meeting really regularly with the senior leadership team and the governors. It was our hope and our best intention that this support would in time be successful in resolving the problems and moving the school towards resilience and towards a high quality of leadership and attainment. Unfortunately, the timing of the Ofsted inspection, together with its findings, has resulted in the automatic imposition of an academy order by the Secretary of State. This was not a local authority decision, and is indeed one that we've been forced to comply with at the legislative level. However strongly parents and pupils feel committed to Byron Court remaining a community school, the academy order makes it clear that local authorities must take all reasonable steps to facilitate academisation. It is for that reason that Cabinet officers and the local authority as a whole cannot oppose or even delay this decision. We also have very little input into the timing of academisation, or indeed when the school will next be inspected. As a lead member, I fully understand how unjust this must feel for parents. And I recognise that a lot of them feel they do not have a say in the future governance of the school. Indeed, that's why I wrote to the local advisory board at the time, urging them to consider delaying academisation in order to allow time for the school to embed some of the improvements that we'd already suggested and to be re-examined by Ofsted. It is really disappointing that I did not receive a response to this from the board, and that they proceeded with the decision anyway, despite seeming a lot of widespread opposition to the academy order. This process has no doubt been a heartbreaking one for parents, and at the political level, I feel it highlights a number of areas where education policy has become undemocratic and highly counteractive to delivering high quality education for pupils. First of all, it highlights the lack of trust and the chronic problems with the current Ofsted system, which we know places undue pressure on staff and simplistically, at times cruelly, reduces the complexities of the running of a school to a single word judgment. The tragic death of Ruth Perry is emblematic of how brutal this process can be for hardworking teachers as well as for the wider community. I have long argued that this inspection framework is not fit for purpose, and Labour have already pledged to abolish single word judgments and to bring about a much needed overhaul of the system. And I will continue to make these arguments and to emphasise that teaching staff do deserve better. It also lays out plainly how illogical and punitive forced academisation is, tying the future of a school to an inspection system that has been so openly discredited, naturally feels draconian, and I will continue to lobby within my party for this legislation to be torn up. I'm also happy to write to the Secretary of State, as you suggest, although we have limited powers in this area. I'm happy to make my feelings on that known. While academies do play a vital role in delivering education to children in Brent, and we have excellent relationships with the academies across the borough, It's natural that parents have legitimate concerns about how this will affect the ethos, the character, and indeed the inclusive nature of the school. And I will continue to seek reassurance from the new Academy Trust on this. I will be a strong advocate both for inclusivity and for good terms and conditions for staff going forward. And as a trade unionist myself, that will be a priority with whatever limited capacity I have to challenge that. And lastly, I want to reassure parents again that despite the academisation proposals, we remain fully committed to supporting and improving the school. We have an incredibly experienced and passionate team who oversee school effectiveness, and I know that every single one of them recognises Byron Court for what it is, a unique community school which is much loved by pupils and parents. And above all, we want exactly what all of you want, a happy, safe and fulfilling education for the children who attend the school, and we will keep working towards that. And if you do have any other specific questions or concerns, please email me and I will respond, and I'm happy to meet up with you separately as well. Thank you.
Councillor Grant, thank you very much for that. And Matt, hopefully you can be assured that Councillor Grant and the officers are doing what they can within the constraints of legality as well. Obviously, if we go too far, we can be challenged by the department as well for not complying with the law as well, right? So we do need to be sort of cognizant of that fact as well. But Councillor Graal, the other councillors and members of the public are absolutely supportive of what you're doing and trying to safeguard the school and its future and the outcomes of the young children that actually attend the school as well, and especially it's causing uncertainty and fear for parents as well, and will cause some concern for some of the staff as well for their future and their security of their employment as well. So, but I want to say thank you to yourself and to everyone who's taken part in this campaign, and we'll continue to make sure that we support you and the residents and the staff in your work as well. Thank you very much.